Hi guys, I'm Dr. Challa Krishnavir Abhishek. Today we have with us a spiritual guru, my guru, Pawan Kumar Mishra ji. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us. He is a spiritual guru, rather a spiritual scientist. Sir, we deem it an honor, we deem it a privilege. Thank you so much for joining us, Pawan Kumar Mishra ji. Thank you so much. So today our topic is understanding Hanumanji. Hanumanji is very close to my heart. Guruji, I should narrate my story, how my journey with Hanumanji started. During 2018, Guruji, I had a conversation with my friend. During then, I was an atheist, and I was not believing in God. Rather, I was hating God. And during the conversation with my friend, who is a staunch believer of Lord Krishna, I started belittling, defaming, and using cuss words against Lord Krishna. I did that, and I even told him that no, I'm ashamed of my name because my name has Krishna in it. Maybe I misunderstood Ras Leela, or maybe I misunderstood the Krishna Tattva. Now I strongly regret that. After 2 months of that incident, I started developing severe gastric issues, and slowly I started developing a problem, a health issue called dysphagia, because of which I couldn't swallow solid foods. I could only take liquids. So even if I want to take something, had to grind it, and then I could take it. So for 3 years, I didn't have any solid food. I only survived on liquids. Slowly, after this incident, I slowly started becoming a theist. I slowly started understanding our dharma. Not only our dharma, I also started understanding Islam, Christianity, Sikhism, whatnot, all religions. I tried every religion, I tried every god. I We tried Mrityunjay Homam, all homams, and during 2010, Janayu ceremony was performed, and after your Janayu ceremony is performed, you have to do Sandhya Vandanam every day. But I didn't do that. I started doing Sandhya Vandanam, and then I did all the things I could to say my sorry, to plead. I was literally pleading. I was crying every day, and then during 2022 April, we did a homam. After the homam, I had a dream. In that dream, what happened was there was Hanumanji, there was Lord Ram. So Lord Ram, after completing his avatar, is ready to go to Vaikunta. Hanumanji doesn't want to leave Lord Ram because he's so much attached to Lord Ram. Ramji says that no, 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 I have to go. Don't worry, Treta Yuga I'm going, but Dwapar Yuga I'm again coming back, and you will have my darshan, and we'll spend quality time again. So then Hanumanji, he became very sad, and with very sorrowful moments, he bid adieu to Lord Ram. Lord Ram went to Vaikunta, and then he built a gopuram for Lord Ram to come again during Dwapar Yuga, and he was meditating and he was waiting for Lord Ram. And then one fine day, there was Lord Krishna who actually entered the gopuram, and Lord Ram saw Lord Krishna there, and he started insulting Krishna. He insulted Krishna, saying that this is Lord Ram's place. He is a Maryada Purush. He is the personification of Dharma. And who are you? He started using all the words that I used against Krishna. And then he belittled Krishna completely. And he started abusing Krishna. He said that you cannot be compared to Ram. How can you come and stand here? You cannot be Lord Ram at all. You cannot be my Ramji at all. And then Lord Krishna got very angry, and then Lord Hanuman was cursed by Lord Krishna, and Lord Hanuman was turned into a dog, a Shunaka, a Kukuraha. So, and when he was turned into a dog, he lost all his powers, all his Shaktis were gone, and he couldn't eat food. He was completely depressed, he was very diseased, he was very ill, both psychologically and physiologically. Then he was praying Lord Ram again. He didn't pray to Lord Krishna. He was praying only to the figure of Lord Ram that he was with during Treta Yuga. And then suddenly in his image came Lord Krishna. And then he understood that he made a very big mistake by cursing Lord Ram himself, who came in the form of Lord Krishna. And then he was repenting, and after repenting, after saying a very big sorry, and after falling on his on the feet of Lord Krishna and crying, he immediately got turned back into his original form of Hanumanji. So I got that dream. So I woke up immediately. There was a thunder. I woke up with the sound of the thunder. And then I started just thinking about the dream. Generally, I don't remember my dreams, but this is one sort of dream that was not going out of my head. So I was just thinking about contemplating on the dream. So when I started contemplating on the dream, I understood that this actually happened to me 3 years ago when I was defaming or I'm cussing Lord Krishna. I did the same thing what Hanumanji did in my dream. So I could relate myself to Hanumanji in the dream, Hanumanji in the dream. So I was using bad language against Lord Krishna, and that is what happened in the dream. So then I understood that this might be the solution to my problem. This might be the root to my problem. So I have to understand Krishna Tattva, is what I strongly believed. And when I understood Krishna Tattva, I was like very sad for what I did, for what I spoke, because words once spoken cannot be taken back. So, and then and after understanding Krishna Tattva, I started praying to Lord Krishna. After praying to Lord Krishna, I became his ardent devotee. And I also, because in my dream, Lord Hanumanji turned into a dog who was very weak and fragile. So there are a lot of dogs outside my house. So what I did was I started feeding the dogs, because anyways I can't eat. At least let me help them. So not only dogs, I also fed cows, crows, what all, even insects. So I did all that I can. And then one fine day, I felt very hungry. So I told my mom to prepare. Actually, she prepares dal and rice, and she grinds it and she gives it to me. I told her, "Don't grind. I want to eat directly." Suddenly, something struck my mind, and I wanted to eat it directly. So I took the plate. My mother was shocked. She gave me little rice and little dal so that it won't get stuck in my throat, because I didn't swallow for 3 years. I didn't swallow solids for 3 years. And the first word I uttered was, "Lord Ram, please save me. Please let it go to my stomach." And then I gulped it, and then it went into my stomach. And I started taking mouthfuls. Some mouthfuls were like I didn't even chew, I just gulped it. It was like food is very easily going through my system now. Is this a dream or is this real? So then I was like completely teary eyed. I was praying to God, and I told God that, my this life is dedicated to you. Thank you so much for curing me. I wanted to construct actually a small temple that I can do in my. There's a small site that we have. Maybe in that place, I wanted to construct a temple. But then I wanted to know to which god I should construct. And then I also wanted to add Ramji's name to my name, Lord Ram's name to my name, or even Lord Hanumanji's name to my name. I was thinking about that. So I got a lot of names, and all the 30 to 40 names were rejected in my dreams. God didn't like that. And then there's one name that I because I was actually relating to the dream, and then because in the dream Lord Hanumanji became a dog and is Lord Ram's dog, so why don't I put it as Ramkukkurah? And then I put it as Lord Ramkukkurah, and I prayed to God, and I just slept. And in the vision, I got blessings from Lord Ram for a vision of the image that I should consecrate on the place on the small temple that I planned. I got a vision of this tattoo, Guruji. A dog looking at Lord Hanumanji. This was the tattoo that I. This is the vision I got, and that's how I was connected to Hanumanji. Apart from that, I come from Kaundinya Sagotra. Kaundinya Sagotra, we believe that Kaundinya Sagotra is a Gotra of Lord Ram and Hanumanji. So we are like very much related, or maybe strong bhakts of Lord Ram and Hanumanji from different generations. Maybe we lost it somewhere, and maybe it's time for me to continue that. So you can see my tattoo here, Lord Narshing Dev, on Panchmukh Hanuman, where Lord Narshingdev is actually part of the five faces of Hanumanji. So there is definitely a strong link. So because I belong to this place of Simhachalam, where Lord Narsinghdev, Varahalakshmi Narsimha Swami, he is the main deity here. So we pray, we do Ugram Veeram Mahavishnum Chalantam Sarvatomukam Prasimham Bhishanam Badram Ruchor Ruchum Namamyam. So we do that every day. I pray 108 times. So I understood that the avatar, the Murti of Lord Narshing Dev was actually the Murti of Lord Hanumanji. One of the characteristic of Hanumanji is Lord Narshing Dev, is what I understood. From I got different visions. I call them visions, not just dreams, because they practically impacted my life, Guruji. Guruji, I would like you to do Namkaran, add Ramkukkurah to my name, Guruji.
Om, Om, Om. Challa Abhishek Krishnavir Ram Kukuraha. Challa Abhishek Krishnavir Ram Kukuraha. Challa Abhishek Krishnavir Ram Kukuraha. Prashasti, Prashasti, Prashasti. I'm overwhelmed by listening to your narrative, listening to your experience. Uh, you have had a direct experience of the divine through the dream. We have three states of awareness: the waking, the sleeping, and the dream state. Dream state is a valid state of awareness, just as the waking state is.
Yes.
And in the dream state, you have had such a beautiful and a profound direct experience. And in those 3 years, if you will calculate, probably it would be about 1,008 days, So it was like your tapas, and then your intake of food started as normal as it was ever before. But I'm more than that. I'm overwhelmed by the word, by the name Ram Kukuraha. There cannot be a more beautiful description of Hanumanji,
Yes.
nor can there be a more beautiful name for a devotee of Bhagwan Ram. Um, in the Guru Granth Sahib, there is one of, I think, the Guru Granth Sahib itself, or one of the associated hymns. There is a verse which says, "Hum kukkur tere darbar bhaukan aaye badan pasar." We are the dogs in your courtyard, and we can only bark with our bodies totally sprawled on the floor. I have referenced it in the book Living Hanuman under the description of the verse, Ram Dware Tum Rakhware Hotan Agya Bin Paisare. Normally, Paisare is translated as surrender, but Paisare is not exactly surrender. Paisare is fully being sprawled, fully spread out on the floor like a dog.
Oh, wonderful.
Fully relaxed, fully sprawled. It is not even surrender. It's a state of full trust and, okay, surrender, but a full trust and letting go of oneself, all of oneself, totally let go. And in that state, the corollary is also true, that if somebody has paisare, somebody has sprawled himself like that, then he will get the permission to enter the doorway of Rama. So, God bless you.
Thank you so much, Guruji.
This is beautiful, beautiful.
As you rightly said, I strongly believe that God works in mysterious ways, and He was not just testing me. Maybe He was trying in order to become devoted to God, there are certain karmas that have to be removed. So maybe God was removing those karmas, and also maybe He was making me do a tapas for 3 years. Actually, it is like I'm fasting for 3 years. 3 years of Ekadashi for me. Thank you so much, Guruji. Guruji, I have a question for you. So basically, we have Hanuman Chalisa. We read it every day. Billions of Hindus around the world, they read it every day. Most of them actually don't know the meaning. They have just memorized it. Hanuman Chalisa, the small book of Hanuman Chalisa, we generally put it under our bed for confidence, so that all the negative energies can be removed, so that we are fearless. So there's something about Hanumanji that intrigues us all. But there are a lot of translations of Hanuman Chalisa, Guruji. But there are no commentaries that I have heard of. So the translations are basic translations, direct translations of the verses written by Tulsidas ji. So Hanuman Chalisa is so widely read. Everybody reads it. Some people read it 3 times, 9 times, 108 times also. But I guess most of them, or rather all of them, they don't know the meaning, the real meaning actually. So when we talk about Puranas, people just see the story, but they don't understand the symbols, the symbolic understanding or the esoteric understanding. So I am currently working on esoteric spirituality, Guruji, and I want to understand the inner meaning, because I strongly believe that Tulsidas ji would have just not written Hanuman Chalisa to just read it out every day, but there is some symbol, some meaning in it that we might have missed. And after reading your book, Living Hanuman, Guruji, so this book, first of its kind commentary on Hanuman Chalisa, you have actually given us the inner meaning of what actually Hanuman Chalisa is, and how we can actually use it to make ourselves into, to make a better life for us, to make ourselves effective, efficient, and productive. So, and you have actually explained who actually Hanumanji is. So, my question to you, Guruji, is who is Hanumanji, or actually, or rather, what is Hanumanji?
This is a beautiful question to ask. Who is Hanumanji? The answer to this question is Hanuman a who? Can whatever Hanumanji is be answered to the question who is Hanumanji? Is Hanuman a who in the first place? We begin to discover that there are at least two distinct aspects of Hanuman. One, the story aspect, the mythological aspect. In that aspect, when you look at it and you say, who is Hanumanji? Well, Hanumanji, so called, is a monkey god. That is what is popularly known in English. But people miss the point that Hanumanji is God as a monkey. God took the form of monkey. God himself, if you may say, Param Brahma, Parameshwara, himself took the form of a monkey for XYZ reasons. So the easier answer is Hanumanji was a Vanara. He was an avatar of Shiva. We can say that he was there to serve Bhagwan Ram in one of Vishnu avatars, and his mission was to rescue Sita ji and restore her on the throne of Ayodhya, etc. These are simple, these are very simple answers to that. Most of us already know these answers. But when you begin to go deeper into that, then nothing about Hanumanji can be ignored in creating an understanding about him. Let us begin from his name, Hanuman. Hmm? The name itself, remember, in those days and times, the name and the name and the named were both one and the same. So if someone was named Anand, he was really full of bliss. Not like today's time, we say, Aaka Andha Naam Nayan Sukh. We say that. Somebody could be challenged with sight, but he might be known as one with the best sight. Huh? Not that way. So when it is Hanuman, qualitatively, Hanuman means Hanu means the jaw. Hmm? So it simply means one with a jaw. But you also have a jaw. I also have a jaw. We all have a jaw. Why are we not called Hanuman? Because Hanumanji's jaw was special. What was so special about his jaw? His jaw was broken and basically a bit deformed. There's another story of why it was broken. But the point is, so we can say Hanuman means one with a broken jaw. Hmm? Now, jaw does not mean merely a part of your body. Jaw does not mean just this. When we are fighting with somebody, we are angry with somebody, we say, I'll break your jaws. It does not literally mean that you'll hold him and break his jaws. Hmm? Jaw represents the ego of a person. Jaw represents the strength of a person, the pride of a person. Hanumanji, one with a broken jaw, is one whose pride and ego has been broken, that he has transcended it, that he has offered that ego to a higher purpose. Hanuman, each one of us who would do the same with our pride and ego, each one of us who would keep our ego and pride at a notch lesser than what it is today, are already in the process of becoming Hanuman. But not only because we have failed, therefore our egos are less. No, because we are full of strength, and we wish to offer that strength for a larger good, Bahujan Hitai, Bahujan Sukhai, that we sacrifice our ego and pride, keep it back, keep it low, and allow our best to be offered in the service of all others, also known as human forms of Ram or human forms of divinity. Each one of us are only forms of Narayan. There is no one other than him. In your story, you narrated how in your mind, how in your dream, you saw the dream of Bhagavan Krishna appearing, Hanumanji there, and that curse and all of that, and then he turning into a dog, and then the temple, all of that you saw in the dream. When you were dreaming, you were lying in bed. So Hanumanji was not inside your head. In your dream, which you can say was going on here, who was Hanuman there? Who was that Krishna that you saw? You yourself. You yourself became Hanuman. You yourself became Krishna. You also became the temple. You were the sound. You were the dog. You were each one of them. Similarly, each one of us are Bhagwan himself. We are a part of his dream. So all of us are made up of stuff exactly the same as that of Narayan. And being Hanuman or living Hanuman is to recognize this innate spirituality in each one of us and give ourselves into the service of bringing value to the other person. That is one aspect. Other aspect is another name, another very popular name of Hanumanji is Pawan Kumar. Pavan, the wind. Kumar, son of wind. Hmm? This is a common name for, it is another name or a synonym for breath. The breath is born out of the wind, breath itself. And within the breath is prana. If there is no prana, the breath is also as good as the wind only. Wind becomes breath only when it holds the prana or allows the prana in its fold and flows within you. That prana is Hanuman himself. That breath is Hanuman himself, Pavan Kumar. And that breath is common to all living beings. Prani. From prana becomes prani. Every leaf, every plant, every dog, every donkey, every human being, each and every being who is living is breathing. And that breath is none other than Hanuman. So As the breath, which is the common thread in all living being, Hanuman becomes a unifying factor which weaves through all life, all forms of life. So, at one level, Hanuman represents your ego, which has been set aside for a much larger service or seva. At another level, Hanuman allows us to recognize himself in the flow of breath in every living being across religions, across denominations, across uh, demographies, across every differentiation. So he represents that common thread. These two things for the time being would represent who Hanumanji is. He is directly the manifestation of Supreme Brahman, Param Shiva himself, and he is like it is believed, it is said that he is Chiranjeevi. He is eternally present on this planet Earth, at pulsating at human frequency level. So he is the divine one, the supreme being, pulsating at human frequency level, available for any human being. Jo ya pare Hanuman Chalisa. Jo means anyone, anyone. Anybody who wants to tune in will be able to tune in to Hanuman frequency most easily. And Hanumanji is none other than Param Shiva, the supreme being, by whatever name you call him, available on earth. That will be a shorter answer.
Guruji, you have done a lot of videos on living Hanuman, especially explaining all the shloks in Hanuman Chalisa. So, but I have three favorite shloks, Guruji, that I want you to explain the meaning, the inner meaning. Uh, Starting with Sri Guru Charan Saroj Raj Nij Man Mukur Sudhari Baranau Raghuvar Bimal Jasa Jodayak Palchari बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिकै सुमिरौ पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेश विकार. So what is the meaning of this, Guruji?
The meaning is very simple, but will also touch a little bit of the depth, not the full, but just to give the listeners, viewers, a little idea of what lies below the ocean of these verses. First, I would wish to correct that in Avadhi, the small ikar, Shri Guru Charan Sarojraj, Nijman Mukur Sudhari. You said it's a small ikar. That is not pronounced, it's silent.
Okay.
So it will remain to be Shri Guru Charan Sarojraj, Nijman Mukur Sudhar,
Okay.
Varnav Raghuvar Vimal Jasam, Jo Dayak Phalchar.
Okay.
We don't need to pronounce the small ikar. It's silent.
Yes.
Perfect. So the way you would approach Hanuman Chalisa or the verses is, do not skip any word in creating an understanding of what it is. So when we begin to say Shri Guru Charan Shri, what is the meaning of Shri? Shri means that which is great, that which is beautiful, that which is highest. Shri. Guru. Who is a Guru? What is a Guru? To go into depth of that. Okay. For the time being, we can say one who leads us from darkness to light, from falsehood to truth, etc. Charan. Charan means feet. But in this context, when we say Shri Guru Charan Saroj Raj Nijman Mukur Sudhar, it simply means from off the lotus feet of my Guru, Shri Guru Charan, of the lotus feet of my Guru, Shri Guru Charan Saroj Raj, of the lotus feet of my Guru, the pollen dust, that falls off. With that pollen dust, Nij man mukur sudhar. Nij, my, mana, mind, mukura, mirror, sudhar, clean. So with the golden pollen dust of the lotus feet of my Shri Guru, I rub the mirror of my mind clean.
Wow.
Now, when we go into depths of it, where is that Guru whose feet's lotus pollen dust will you gather? Which feet are we talking about? So the feet of a Guru is the wisdom he imparts. Feet means instrument to transport oneself. It's an organ of travel. In Sanskrit, whatever has movement is considered to be jnana, knowledge. Knowledge has a quality of movement. And therefore, when we talk of feet of Guru, it means the wisdom of the sages of the Guru. If you have a personal Guru, great. If you don't have a personal Guru, the collected wisdom coming down in the tradition of sages, whatever has arrived unto you, of that wisdom, to take just the dust of that wisdom, take just few particles that you think you can use, and with those few particles, the dust of that wisdom, you are here invited to clean the mirror of your mind. Nijman Mukura Sudhar. That's the starting point of it. First of all, the mind's mirror has to be cleaned, has to be, and Sudhar, Dharyati, it also has a sense of holding. So not only you're cleaning the mirror of the mind, but also holding the mirror in the right direction. Aldous Huxley said, "The mind is like a mirror. If you turn it to the world, it will reflect the world. If you turn inward, it will reflect yourself. Which way you want to turn the mirror? And the clean mirror. This is the first. Huh?
Wow.
Sri Guru Charan Saroj Raj Nij Man Mukur Sudhar Barnau Raghuvar Vimal Jaso Jo Dayak Falchar. Varnau. Varnau means I am now going to describe, or I am about to describe. This Tulsidas ji is saying this. I am about to describe. But look at the depth of it. Varna, in Sanskrit, Varna means both alphabets as well as colors, both image as well as verbal communication, non-verbal communication. Varna, Varna, Varna Raghuvar. As if I'm able to see Raghuvar. I'm able to see Raghuvar. Now, who is Raghuvar? Varno Raghuvar Vimalajasam. Normally, people translate Raghuvar as Bhagwan Ram himself. When you say Bhagwan Ram being Raghuvar, then Vimal Jasam means, Vimal means unstained, Jasa means fame. I am going to now describe the unstained fame. Who is this unstained fame of Ram? Hanumanji.
Wow.
Because on Hanumanji there was no stain. He is stainless. The other way around is Raghuvar here points to Hanuman himself. Hanumanji was adopted by Sitaji. He called Janaki Mata, and Sitaji has also called him son. So by adoption, he is Bhagwan Ram's eldest son, and therefore he is Raghuvar. He is Raghuvar. He belongs to Raghuvansha by adoption. So he is Raghuvar. He is the highest of the Raghus. Raghuvar. In that sense also, this Raghuvar, who is Hanuman, his unstained acts or deeds, I'm going to describe. But now Raghuvar Vimalajasam. The other way to look at it is that having cleansed the mirror of my mind, with the wisdom dust of the lotus feet of my Guru, having cleansed the mirror of my mind, I am able to see Hanuman. Hanuman is always there. It is not that he is not. He is there, but I'm unable to see. Just now, when I have cleansed the mirror, that I see him reflected, my mirror holds the image of Hanuman. And who is Hanuman? Who gives the four fruits of life. Jo Dayak, who gives Falchari, four fruits of life. Who are the four fruits of life? Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. Hmm? Elaborate, it can be elaborated. Dharma, abilities to perform your duties. Artha, the means of what? Desires, means of fulfillment of desires. And moksha, not only liberated from human birth cycle, but liberated and free here and now. Today we are under so many shackles. As simple a thing as a WhatsApp is a shackle. We need moksha from WhatsApp. Or we need moksha from YouTube, social media. It is gripping like that. We have to look at social media till the last moment, till our eyes are not able to see anymore. That is our condition. So, moksha, even from this. The other way that I look at the four fruits in the particular context of the Chalisa, because in the next verse it is said, Bal, Buddhi, Vidya, Dehumohi, Harahu, Kalesh, Vikar. So the four fruits are number one, Bala, strength, Buddhi, intellect, discrimination, Bala, Buddhi, Vidya, knowledge, information, knowledge. These three fruits. And the fourth is a negative fruit, Harahu, Kalesh, Vikar, taking away of all the suffering and all the stains. So these are the four fruits, particularly attributed to Hanumanji. So the first verse sets the tone of the Chalisa with the first job or the first task of you, me, each one. Each one of us who is a Chalisa lover, Hanuman lover, is clean the mirror of your mind. I clean the mirror of my mind. The first thing. And then everything follows because automatically, instantly, you see Hanumanji reflected there, who is anyway the giver of all the four fruits, which will be given to you. Nothing else is needed except unstaining or cleaning the mirror of the mind.
Wow. Wonderful, Guruji. When we chant Hanuman Chalisa, I chant whenever I'm in trouble or whenever I'm scared. So, the main part of Hanuman Chalisa that we generally chant is Bhoot Pisach Nikat Nahi Aave, Mahavir Jab Naam Sunave. And when I was suffering, actually, I was from health issues, especially dysphagia. I used to chant this actually, Jai 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 Hanuman Gosai Kripa Karo Gurudev Knai. We generally chant this thrice. But I used to chant Nase Rog Hare So Pira Jabdaranta Armat Vira. I used to chant this thrice so that my ailments are cured. So Sankat se Hanuman Chudave, Mankran Vachan Jan Jolave. So these three stanzas have a very strong influence on youth, and they generally would like to chant these because whenever we are in trouble, we see Hanumanji as lifesaver. He saves us whenever he is like our superhero. He saves us whenever we are in trouble. So, what is the inner meaning of that, Guruji?
Beautiful. It is, I hear it all the time, and it is so common. We chant Hanuman Chalisa basically to dispel fear, which presupposes that we are afraid in the first place. But this presupposes that the mirror of the mind is not clean. If the first verse is established, and if you have cleaned the mirror of the mind, the interpretation of this verse will change. But if we are only in a state of beggarhood, in the state of victimhood and only seeking some succor somehow. Please, Hanumanji, please do it. Huh? Then the interpretation is exactly that. But if you look at it in another light, Bhoot Pishach Nikat Nahi Aave. So simple. Bhoot Pishach, ghosts and ghouls would not come near. Mahavir jab naam sunave. When when you take the name of Mahavir, which is Hanuman. But when you go a little deeper, what is Bhoot? Past. Past. Memories of the past is Bhoot. Pishach. Phantoms of the past. Fantasies of the future. Pishach. Future. Something which is showing you a light. It isn't there, but you feel it is there.
Mirage.
Mirage. The biggest trouble that we face is not from the possible souls which are hanging around in your room and you feel that there is a ghost going to get me by my neck. But what has really got us by the neck is this phantoms of the past and fantasies of the future.
Wow.
And therefore we miss the present. What is happening in the present? The breath. Hanuman is flowing in the present. Right now, we miss that. Hanuman Bhakti is gone because the moment you miss the breath, no Hanuman anymore. Then you are either in the past or in the future. This is one way to look at it. Phantoms of the past, fantasies of the future. The other thing that grips us is television. All the images which are artificial images, virtual reality. And now in the current world, there is such an interfoldment of virtual reality with the real reality. So the television is sitting in your bedroom and all the characters are coming out.
Horror films.
Horror films or even beautiful films, but they're all booth.
Yes.
They can talk, they can speak. Only thing you can't touch them. They are booth and pishach.
Yes.
And they fill our bedrooms, they fill our living rooms, they fill our hospital rooms with their presence. And they grip us, they fill our brain with so much of data we consume through Instagram reels and Facebook and all of those images and videos. They are all bhut pishach. And today, there are no ghosts walking through your door, but we don't realize the ghost sitting in your pocket in your phone. And they need to be able to dispel them, to be able to get yourself free from these images. You need Hanumanji in which way? Breath. Bring your awareness to your breath, all these will drop. All the images will drop. You'll feel like going deeper within yourself.
Wow.
Bhut Pishach Nikat Nahi Aave, Mahavir Jab Naam Sunave. Here it means we'll keep it only till there. But the important thing is Nase Rog Hare Sab Pira Japat Nirantar Hanumat Pira. Simple translation is Nase Rog. The roga, illness is destroyed. Hare Sab Pira, suffering or pain is all taken away. When Japat Nirantar Hanumat Pira. This aspect people miss. Look, in Hanuman Chalisa, it's a very practical chant. It's a very practical hymn. It is not as if you read this and some magic will happen. Nase rog hare sa pira japati nedar Hanumat bira. Nase rog hare sa pira. All the disease, all the illness will be destroyed. All the pain will be taken away. How about the next line? Japat Nirantar Hanumat Bira. Only when there is a conditionality, only when you will constantly, without a break, Japat Nirantar. Nirantar means without a break. Bira, Hanumat Bira, the seed syllable of Hanuman. Nirantar, without a break. When you will chant that, only then your illness and uh, suffering will go. Now, how is it possible to chant without a break? The only way possible to chant without the break without a break is the watching the breath and listening to the mantra. So hum, Hum is Hanumat mantra. Take it that way. The sound of exhalation.
Yes.
And all the time, mind tuned into the flow of breath. Such a mind which is all the time tuned into the flow of breath will turn every breath into pranayama. Such a pranayama will lead to any road, any pira getting destroyed. At another level, rogue. There is a rogue simply is translated as illness. It doesn't come like that way. Rogue, in a way, comes from the word raga.
Oh.
And how? There is a book. It's known. It's an ancient, not ancient, but medieval book known as Ashtanga Hridayam. Vagbhat Ashtanga Hridayam is a textbook on Ayurveda. The opening verse is Ragadi Rogan, Rag Adi Rogan. The illness, raga, is attachment. Attachment, etc. I am gripped, my whole body is gripped with the diseases of attachment, aversion, raga, dvesha,
Ragadvesha.
etc. That is the psychosomatic root of all ailment. And where is that psychosomatic root being pointed towards? Bhut Pishach. It's following that verse. So the fantasies of past, phantoms of the future will create attachments and aversions. And that will turn into roga and suffering. So and so I was in love with has dumped me. So and so I want, she's not looking at me. All these attachments and aversions. So here, the point that I wanted to make was carefully read the verses following these. They all have a subtle conditionalities. That means if you do not, if you are not in constant awareness of your breath, then your rog and pira won't go away. Next one, संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावे, मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावे. संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावे. Sankat, problems, difficulties, challenges. Te Hanuman छुड़ावे. Hanuman will release us, rescue us from difficulties. Conditionality. Man, kram, vachan. Mind, man, karm, action, vachan, speech. Dhyan jo lave. Dhyan means anyone or the one, only one who brings his awareness, who is aware and mindful about his speech, about his mind, thoughts, and actions. Only to such a person, Sankarte Hanuman Chorave. If you're mindless about your thoughts, mindless about what you speak, mindless about what you do, you think Hanumanji is going to release you from problems? No. You'll go from one problem to another. But yes, if you take care of you, if you're mindful about your thoughts, words, and action to the best of your wisdom, to the best of your cleaned mirror of the mind, clean mind, then Hanumanji's grace will be available to sail you out to rescue you from any troubles. Do you see the subtlety? Yes. That there's a subtle conditionality embedded in each one of the grace statements that we take for granted.
Thank you so much, Guruji. And as you rightly said, when I was suffering from dysphagia, I understood that dysphagia is not the problem, but my reaction to dysphagia was the problem. Because I understood that we can live on liquids. Definitely, we can live on liquids provided we get the right nutrition. So my strong enemies, I see that my biggest enemies are actually Kam, Krodh, Moh, Mad, Matsarya. So these are my biggest enemies, Guruji. And there's one last chaupai I wanted to ask. The last chaupai of Hanuman Chalisa. So Pawan Tanay Sankat Harana Mangala Murate Rupa Ram Lakan Sita Sahita Hruday Basu Surabhupa.
This is the last verse of Hanuman Chalisa. I suggest may this become the first verse. Start your Hanuman Chalisa from here. Then go to Doha 1 2. And then the chopais. So here it says, Pavan Tanay Sankat Haran Mangal Murati Rup. Pavan Tanay. Same. Pavan Tanay means son of the wind. Pavan Tanay means the breath. Pavan Tanay as in form of the breath. Pavan Tanay Sankat Haran. Resolver of all difficulties. Sankat Haran. These are all attributes of Hanumanji. So the breath, resolver of all the difficulties. Mangal Murati Roop, embodiment of all auspiciousness, all joys, all happiness, all festivities, all celebrations. Embodiment of that. Mangal Murati Roop, in the form of, in fact, it is saying, in the form of all the joys and celebrations and enjoyments. As you're cutting a birthday cake, everybody is clapping and there is a joy coming up. That is the form of Hanuman. Hanumanji is there. You don't need to imagine a monkey shaped being there. In the form of the joy, in form of happiness, Pavanatanaye Sankat Haran Mangal Murati Roop Ram Lakhan Sita Sahit Bhagwan Ram Lakshmana Sita. All three together, Sahit. Hridaya Basahu Surbhoop. Hridaya Basahu Surbhoop. May you dwell in my heart, Hridaya. May you dwell in my heart, O Lord. This is a simple meaning. But look at it. The whole Chalisa begins with cleaning the mirror of your mind, ends with discovering Hanuman in your heart. It's a journey from the mind to the heart. You discover Hriday Baso Surbhup. Some people translate it as, may you dwell in my heart. But you can drop the may and you can just say, you dwell in my heart. I know you, Hanumanji. I know where you dwell. You dwell in my heart, O Hanuman. I know you are here. It is an emphasis on the cognition, on the recognition of that indweller pulsating, throbbing in you, as you. Hanuman dwells in me as me. Not only Hanuman dwells in me, and that means Hanuman is dwelling and I'm also dwelling. Hanuman dwells in me as me. That is the gist of the last quarter. And I sometimes say, suppose you don't have the time to read the whole Chalisa, just Hridaya Basahu Surabhoop, Hridaya Basahu Surabhoop, Hridaya Basahu Surabhoop. Enough. And what is Hridaya? Hridaya. Hridaya means heart. But look at the word. Hridaya. Hri means to take. That is Hari. That is why Hari takes away. Hari takes away your suffering. That is why Hari. Hri means to take. Daya means to give. That's how the heart is pumping. Taking and giving. Taking and giving. Taking to give. Taking to give. Taking to give. Hridaya. Taking what? Taking whatever is not needed in the blood anymore. Take it. Giving what? Giving what the whole body needs. Taking what?
Oxygenated.
Taking deoxygenated blood. And adding value to it, giving. Taking, adding value, giving. If this powerful image stays, at the center of this taking and giving is Hanuman. I see you, dwell in me. It says that शीशाए दिल में है तस्वीरें यार की, जरा नजर झुका ली तो दीदार हो गया. In the mirror of my heart is the image of my beloved. I lower my eyes and I get a glimpse of him. So this is the high point of Chalisa, to recognize Hanuman as the indweller dwelling in me as me, with Ram, Lakshman, and Sita. So you need to shop nowhere. You need to go nowhere. हाँ? और देवता चित्त न धरे हनुमत से सर्व सुख करे. Not necessary to go anywhere. He is himself the embodiment. He is himself Shiva. He is himself Ram. He is himself Ganapati. He is himself Devi. He is himself every form of divinity that you can imagine. I have described in the book, and all of that, and just himself is enough. Yes. You know, pulsating in the very core as you.
Thank you, Guruji. And I understood that there is nothing that is impossible when Hanumanji is with you. When you strongly, firmly believe that he is in you and he is you. So there's one slok that I just remembered. Asadhya sadhaka swamin, asadhyam tava kimvada, Ramaduta kripa sindho, matkaryam sadhaya prabhu. So that one I remembered, Guruji. And actually, when you said he is in you and finally he is you, so I wanted to feel the Hanumanji in me with your chanting. I wanted you to end this with a small chanting, Guruji, any chanting of your choice. And I want to feel myself as a Hanuman.
पवन तनय संकट हरन मंगल मूर्ति रूप राम लखन सीता सहित हृदय बसहु सुरभूप राम लखन सीता सहित हृदय बसहु सुरभूप हृदय बसहु सुरभूप हृदय बसहु सुरभूप.
Thank you.